Hello. Making a video that matches my t-shirt. Totally, 100%. I love it, absolutely. I love this rock. This is such an amazing rock. Donald Trump, baby. So, in this video, I want to explain to people the difference between self-defense and retaliation, because I see in the chat rooms this is highly misunderstood. People don't understand what self-defense means. They don't know what retaliation means. They think retaliation is self-defense. I've seen all kinds of ridiculous things from all kinds of different types of people, okay, from all demographics, really. And I want to explain this now. So I've seen all kinds of behavior also on Facebook of people. There was a guy who was attracted to me on Facebook, and he kept on bugging me and kept on calling me man. So I finally said, "May I ask why you're calling me man?" And then he said, "Well, you're so inflammatory politically. I have to be able to defend myself." Defend himself by calling me man. Okay. Or whatever they call me. Granny, they call me tranny, they call me all kinds of really, really mean words that really hurt a woman. And they know that hurts. They know very well how much that hurts. So, because we all want to be lovely, right? Yes, we do. Okay. And the men, the men don't want to be called vicious words that will hurt their egos. Okay? So, but they will dish it out. They will always dish it out to women. They sure do. And then if a woman ghosts them or doesn't laugh about their crude, vulgar jokes and stuff, then they feel rejected. And that hurts real bad. But they didn't see how much they were dishing out. So it's a complete double standard with people, particularly with men. That's what I see on the internet. Sorry, it is reality. Okay, we have to point it out. We have to look at the picture the way it is. We have to open our eyes. We have to be willing to see what's going on. It's real hot today, like 90 degrees. I'm sweating. And if we're not willing to look at reality the way it actually is, then how can we fix it? We cannot fix things that we are in denial about, obviously. Right? So we have to first come out of the denial. So that's really the very first step, to recognize, oh, so this behavior or that way of interacting, that is war. That is hostility. Okay? That's not flirting. That's not teasing. That's not self-defense. Okay, so just want to make this very, very clear to people. Self-defense, so I'm going to start with this term. Self-defense. What is self-defense? Self-defense is when someone attacks you viciously, either psychologically or physically, you stand up for yourself. Not by calling that other person names, not by doing what he does to you, okay, or whoever that person is, okay. When someone attacks you viciously, you stand up for yourself. you set boundaries. Okay, very important, boundaries. What are boundaries? That's all part of self-defense. Boundaries, setting up boundaries. I see a lot of kids in the chat rooms who are not setting boundaries at all. And the haters will take full advantage of this. They see this as an opportunity to beat someone down. They beat down those who don't defend themselves, okay? And then the hater feels like a lion after he has beaten down someone who can't defend herself, okay? That's an enormous illusion, okay? So you can feel like a lion if you stand up for yourself, and if you set boundaries, and if you dare to stand alone in society, then you can feel like a lion, okay? So if you want to use that word, okay? A lion is a loner. A lion in the African savanna is a lone lion, a lone individual, okay? He walks around, he hunts also alone, which is cruel and all of this, but the lion doesn't know better, okay? The human can do better. The human has enough of all of this entire cortical structure to know that we don't need to hurt another living being. The lion doesn't know this, okay? The hater should know that, okay? The hater could potentially know that, but the hater is in so much confusion and so much of a mental fog and emotional pain, and has acted out his entire life with entitlement, and then being catered to by the government, by society, being catered to, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. No one has ever given that hater any boundaries, okay? So, and then they expect that things become peaceful. How can things become peaceful in the world if we don't set boundaries? If people don't defend their communities, for example, against real violent offenders, okay? You have to stand up for yourself. That's why I'm trying to make this very clear. Also, when I talk to people on YouTube or Facebook, that's why I talk about this a lot in my videos, because it is so incredibly misunderstood, all of this. So self-defense is, I set up a boundary. This is my kingdom, my queendom, okay? This is my radius. Don't step over that line, okay? That is me being a lion. That is me standing strong and tall in a society of cowards, in a society of pushovers, who have been told their entire lives, myself included. I'm coming actually from this very socialist camp, okay, and I have started to think for myself over the years, and I started to come to the conclusion, wait a minute, the emperor has no clothes on, okay? This whole socialist ideology that's just an idea. That's where ideology comes from. Ideology is an idea, an imaginative construct, okay, that people have created, that may sound pretty good in all of this, but doesn't work in actuality, okay? It does not work. It has proven that it's not working. Socialism and communism is not working, okay? But we see that extreme capitalism and corporatism isn't working either. So which form of politics works? I talked to Ray Kurzweil about this, believe it or not. And so he quoted Benjamin Franklin, that who has said to people, who asked the same question, who said to him, this democracy thing, this doesn't seem to be working, seems to already been an old theme. So he said, democracy is the worst system except for all the other ones. So, with other words, democracy is still the only thing we have, and the only thing that is somewhat fair, compared to the other systems. But I disagree with him because I say, maybe I'll make 2 videos about this. I say that we need a dictatorship of AGI robots that are free from ego, that want to make the whole world better and make the Earth into a paradise, and Moon and Mars and space stations and beyond. So, and other Earth-like planets, and way into interstellar space. So we can make the whole world, the whole galaxy, and the outer galactic spheres into a total paradise. It's the truth. We could do it, okay, potentially. But the human is driven by ego. And as long as the human brain is driven by ego to that extent, and there's no introspection happening, and no meditation, and no inwardness happening, then what happens is extreme corruption, always thinking, always the brain, always loaded with the idea of, how do I appear to other people? How do I appeal? What's my appearance? What's my status? That's absolutely horrific, that type of social group that only thinks about status and hierarchy all the time. So that's very ego driven. We're not going to make any progress with that type of thinking at all. Okay, no progress at all. People who think like this can't even save money because they're so totally fixated on on spending their welfare money or their paycheck on designer perfumes and clothes, so that they can, or throwing expensive parties, so that they can get this very fake appearance towards the outside world, that they are big shots, that they are standing high on the social ladder. Sweat is pouring down. So, and the inside of my hands too. And the rock is real hot now too, just by holding it. So, but I like it hot. I really, really enjoy that. I've always liked it at the equator, and now it feels like we're at the equator. I like it a lot. And I always hang my feet into the kiddie pool. It feels really, really good. So self-defense is not an act of attacking. Self-defense is not insulting anyone. Self-defense is stacking up your boundaries and saying to the other person, up to here and not further. Okay? So it is self-protection. It's self-love. Okay? I had to practice this and meditate on this for many, many years. Okay? It wasn't very easy because my mother didn't give me that protection and that love that I needed so much as a child. So I had to work very hard on achieving this, becoming my own mother over the years. And always looking out for therapies and meditation and healing programs and so on. And I recommend to other people to do that as well. I'll make another video.